we're so glad that you joined us again, or if this is your first time, that we now have the Bourbon Bite-Size Learning at the Bourbon County Extension Office, and we're cooking our way through the NEP calendar. So today we are making easy peasy mac and cheesy. Now that's just fun to say, admit it. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. Your kids will like it saying it, and maybe they'll like eating it. It's a good way, it's a very versatile recipe, so it's a good way of introducing new foods, and I hope you'll like it, or you can individualize it to your own liking. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Kay Denniston from the Bourbon County Extension Office, the FCS agent, and with me is...
I'm Kacy Wiley, and I'm the Nutrition Education Program Assistant at the Bourbon County Extension Office.
And Kay is very new at this, but I'll learn, okay? Well, let's get started with our easy peasy mac and cheesy. And last week, Kacy told you, you can cook with us through the calendar. Just stop by the Extension Office and pick up your free calendar. They're available for anybody. We found out they're a little expensive to mail out, so we'd appreciate it if you'd stop by and pick one up if you're interested.
And you can even call us when you get here, and we'll run one out to you.
Absolutely. We want to make sure you get one.
Yeah.
So let's start this very versatile recipe. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. One of the recipes, it is versatile, it's a good thing it's a versatile. One of the ingredients in it is whole wheat macaroni. We cannot get whole wheat macaroni here, or it was not available. So we are going to substitute with the regular macaroni. We'll lose a little bit of the fiber, but we'll still have easy peasy mac and cheesy, right? Okay. So let's start out with our non-fat evaporated milk. We're going to put it in a saucepan, and we're going to heat it. Now, we're not going to boil it. We're just going to heat it.
Okay. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. You can still hear us okay.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
But we'll try to talk loud. We are pretty loud if you won't know us.
And please drop us some comments.
Yeah.
I want to know who's out there, who's joining us, whether you like this activity.
And share. Feel free to share.
Yes.
Yeah. We would love to share, a like, a comment, whatever you can give us. We want all of Bourbon County to join us the first Friday of the month as we cook through the calendar.
It helps I'm around when we're talking to somebody other than just a blank screen. Jamie Brown, hello. We've got a new setup here. We've got this huge TV screen in front of us so we can actually read the comments now.
So see them, we can see ourselves, and hopefully you can hear us better than the first time we did this.
Anybody out there that's joined us today, have you tried the, what was it?
The Burger Bowl.
Burger Bowls that we did last year. Let us know if you tried them and if you liked them or what changes you made.
We certainly enjoyed it. It was really good.
Okay, this is starting to get a little warm. You can see the heat coming up, and we don't want to boil it. So now we're going to add our cheese, which, Kacy, how much cheese did I measure out here?
So you have 8 ounces of, you can either use mild or sharp cheddar cheese. So we are using sharp cheddar cheese today, but whatever kind of cheese that you may have or your family likes will work just fine.
And you stir it until the cheese is melted. And as you do this, it'll thicken up a little bit.
And make your own cheese sauce.
And the reason one of the good things about using the no-fat evaporated milk, you get that richness like you get from heavy milks and creams without the additional fat, okay? Don't know, I'm trying to look at the screen. You can probably see a little bit that the cheese is starting to melt. This is so easy.
It is just super easy, because really the only thing, other than having the ingredients sitting out here, the only thing Kay has done beforehand is cook the macaroni noodles.
It's also peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, we're going to put the spices in. It has a tablespoon of celery seed, and then it has salt and pepper, and then some garlic
Garlic powder. So 2
and I just
teaspoons
mix
of
them
garlic
all
powder.
together. Now, if you don't, we also had trouble finding the celery seed here, and I don't know if you've got your local groceries, but you can, it says, substitute dill wheat if you'd like to do that instead.
Yeah, I think I was at the grocery store trying to find dill wheat, and they had maybe one brand that they sell in dill wheat, and it was completely, or celery seed, and it was completely empty. So there's a run on celery seed apparently. That's all right.
Now it's starting to make
It
sense.
is starting to stick, yeah.
I started to say the spices aren't blending in, but they are now.
Yeah. That smells good.
A little impatient here. Now the next ingredients we're going to enter or add to the recipe is our tuna and our peas. These are going to be the protein part of this recipe. We're using frozen peas instead of canned peas. It calls for canned peas. I'm a person that eats with my eyes, so I like the dark green look of the frozen peas. As opposed to the canned peas. Now, I will tell you, on the calendar, it gives you a breakdown of all the nutrients in this recipe. It gives you a cost breakdown. So when you add the frozen peas instead of the canned peas, it might add just a little bit of expense, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Now we're going to add tuna. It's a 1 5-ounce can of tuna.
In water, so make sure you get it in water and not in the oil.
Thank you, Kacy. We'll mix that.
Jamie's cooking with us.
Oh, Jamie, good.
Awesome.
Jamie was one of my students in high school. We cooked together in high school, didn't we, Jamie? And then we're going to add a 16-ounce cooked macaroni. And I'm trying not to spill it here, okay? That's why I paused. I thought that's going to fall, and everybody out there in Facebook land is going to see me make a mess. And I still might.
Sorry.
It's real world, honey.
Yep.
Real world.
It happens. If I didn't make a mess while I was cooking, I wouldn't be good cooking. So,
And we do have a pan full.
oh, Melissa's on here.
Melissa Pickrell, thanks for joining us. Melissa Pickrell Davis.
Oh, look at that. And I have to tell you all, if you watched last time, I do not like peas. So, and I'm a vegetable, I love vegetables, but peas, and I do have to say the frozen peas do look better to me than the canned peas. So, I might have to, my husband would love this. We never fix peas at home because I don't like them, but he loves them.
The great thing about this recipe, you could use leftovers. You could use other vegetables. You could use other protein source. Well, drop us a message in the comment and tell us what you would put in if you don't like tuna, or what you would put in if you'd rather another vegetable. What do you think sounds good in it? Oh, look at that. It's coming together.
It does.
I do suggest a little bit larger pan. I use this pan in hopes that you all can see it easier, and this one a deep pan. Okay, what do we got? Anybody got some extras out
What
there?
about suggestions? My suggestion was to do some broccoli, I think just some fresh chopped broccoli bits would be in there. If you had like some leftovers, oh yeah, chicken would be a great sub. And then peppers, yeah, that would be a great. You could even add a little peppers in addition to the peas if you had like some left over or something. Sometimes a recipe only calls for half a pepper, and you could chop the other half and put it in something like this.
I don't know how well y'all can see that, but you're right. You can hide anything in a casserole. Her mother did. Okay. But it is. I think it's very attractive. We haven't plated it or anything. We just wanted you to be able to have the highlights of it and your benefits of it. There's 32 grams of protein in one serving of this. You get the protein from the milk, the cheese, the peas, and the tuna. So it's a combination of those. But the recipe as is would have 32 grams per serving. We are so fortunate to have the nutritional education program as a part of the University of Kentucky. They're the ones that put the calendar together, and that's who Kacy is a part of what we call NEP. She's an ed assistant, senior assistant, and but we're so fortunate, and they've already, Kacy's going to tell you a little bit about the calendar.
Yeah, so I do want to say, Kim said edamame, that would be a great addition, and that would add some additional protein. So if you were looking for a more plant-based option and didn't want to use the tuna, you could even substitute that instead of the tuna in there. So this is our 2021 calendar, what we're working off right now. And we have just this week been submitting recipes in to our state level to start working on the 2022 calendar. So we are submitting recipes for that. So assistants, like what I do all across the state, are submitting recipes in, and so we will start doing kind of taste-offs for those over the next few weeks. And usually this gets, the recipes gets made and photographed in like April, May, so then they have time to go to the printers and be printed and ready for us by the end of the year. So calendars can be picked up at the Bourbon County Extension Office at 603 Millersburg Road. So we are open from 8 to 4:30, so you can pick one up here.
I did forget to mention too that we kept part of the pasta water from cooking the macaroni, because macaroni absorbs moisture, and over time, this is the next time you get ready to prepare it, like if you don't eat all of it and leftovers, it's going to need a little bit of moisture added to it. So that pasta water makes awesome. Don't lose all those nutrients that are in there. Use that as your liquid for filling in.
And this does make 6 1-cup servings. So it comes in just a little over $1 per serving, which is really great. And you can tell it makes quite a bit. So if you had a big family, you could easily serve this. And you've got a complete meal here. It's got everything you need in it. So have a little fruit on the side and you can fill that in my plate.
Hide your leftovers in here. Everybody think it's a brand new dish. So.
Yeah.
We're so glad you could join us today. We look forward to seeing you next month, which is the first Friday. It's always the first Friday in March. And next month our recipe is...
We are making Caesar chicken pasta. It's kind of a twist on a traditional Caesar salad. So it looks really good. It's actually on the front of the calendar. It's this recipe right here. So that's what we're going to make. On March 5th, I think, is the first Friday in March. So
we look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.